Hello, welcome back to my channel. And if this is your first time stopping by, I'm Lady Pavo, also known as Lula Lamonte. And today I wanted to share with you guys another spooky story time about how I literally effed around and found out. Because, you know, like they always say, hard head make for a soft ass. Yeah, I'm one of those people, okay? I wasn't being safe in these spiritual streets and boulevards. Let's just say that. Let's take it back to when I was 18, okay? I was living on Van Cortlandt Park Avenue with my sister in Yonkers, located in Westchester, New York. And I don't know what it was, you guys, but I was so, like, fascinated with calling all these different psychics. I was, like, calling all these random psychics, like, getting these free readings. And, like, my sister was doing the same thing, okay? One day we called this one psychic. Her name was Mrs. Lee. Rest in peace, Mrs. Lee. I think she actually passed away. She was actually a very genuine psychic. I can give her that. But I was asking her, how can we sharpen our spiritual abilities? And she said, meditation. That wasn't good enough for me. No, it wasn't. So you know what I did? I went to Google, and me and my sister decided to do free writing. Now, mind you, there's nothing wrong with free writing, but you got to know what you're doing. At the time, we did not know what we were doing, and we were operating out of a place of fear because we were like, I was brought up being like a Hebrew Israelite, so I already felt like I was, you know, doing demonology or something crazy like that, right? Now, I'm going to give y'all a warning. This story is going to have a name of a demon in it. I'm going to let you know, because I'm going to let you know exactly what the hell happened to us, okay? So here we are, me and my sister. I don't know what it was, but we decided, well, we're going to free write. But not only are we going to free write, we're going to make a ring around us with all of the elements. I literally blew up a balloon for air, took like leaves and twigs and stuff from outside, like rocks and stuff from outside by the waterfront, and put that, like, because they have a beautiful waterfront in Yonkers, put that like near the circle, like lit a whole ring of candles around us, okay? Gosh. And we had a fresh bowl of water, okay? We're sitting inside of this ring of fire with the elements, and you know, we had these notepads. Now me, I couldn't really get, I don't know, like I couldn't really get in the state where I was allowing myself to free write. I was kind of like writing like words like love, peace, joy. I was writing stuff like that, okay? Oh gosh. Something tells us we got to get in our bathing suits. So we go and we get in our like one piece bathing suits type of thing, and shorts. It's summertime. It's hot as hell in this apartment. Anywho, even though we had like an air conditioner in one room, it was a one bedroom, but like we had an air conditioner in one room, but it was just always really hot in the living room. And with those candles, man, literally shaking. With those candles, man, it got super duper hot in that room. And I remember me and my older sister sitting in this ring of fire, and we're writing. Something tells me, yeah, I gotta start drinking. So we go, I don't know, like I said, so we go in that refrigerator, we get a big ass bottle of Bacardi. We always had like a big thing of Bacardi, and me and her just like passing this bottle and drinking, okay? Now, we're tipsy. It's like 2:30 in the morning to maybe 2:40 in the morning, and we're sitting in this like circle with all these elements. No protection ambulance, no salt, no nothing like that. Just totally opened now, because we smoked and we drank, and we're just like in this zone, right? So we're trying to write, and again, I can't really get in that state, but something tells me to look at my sister, and my sister is just writing. I mean, pages. Like, we had like one of those those little notebooks that you flip the papers. Man, she was writing pages, like, no lie, front to back, mad stuff. And at this point, I'm looking at her and I'm like, wow, like, damn, something is really communicating with her. All of a sudden, her hands start like shaking while she's writing, but her hands, like, I'm literally shaking just telling you the story. Oh my God. Her hands start shaking, right? While she's writing, like, just consistently writing. And I look at her face, all the veins in her face are like bulging out. Her eyes, her pupils in her eyes are like totally dilated, and like her eyes are like bloodshot red. Mind you, like, when we smoked, it doesn't matter how smacked we were, our eyes would never turn that bloodshot red. Like, her veins all over her arms, her face, and her chest were just like bulging out. It was like, so, it didn't look like her. And I remember looking at her and saying, literally, like, I don't know if I got a cold spot in here, but just telling you the story is just like giving me the shakes, man. I haven't told this story to anybody since like I was like 18. The only person I told this story to is my father. So please bear with me. So, God, I just remember looking at her and I'm like, are you gonna punch me in the face? Like, I literally asked her, like, are you about to punch me in the face? And she's like, didn't say anything. She's looking at me, looking pissed, and she's like writing. And at that point, something said, nah, like, blow out the candles. So I started blowing out the candles, and she goes, no, don't blow out the candles. But like, her voice is like deeper than normal. And she goes, we need to sit here until 3 a.m. I looked at the time. It was 10 minutes to 3. I said, oh, hell no. We blowing out these candles and we turning on all these lights, because I don't know what the hell had gotten into you. So here I am, blowing out all these damn candles. I'm turning on the lights. And at that point, like I said, I was a Hebrew Israelite, so I was very scared of like stuff like this. You know, I had a journey. Like, I literally had a spiritual journey. Like, but at this time, I didn't know what the heck was going on, yo. She definitely contacted like a demon, okay? So anyway, I snatched this book out of her hand and I take the pen from her. I like freaking break the pen and like throw that shit in the garbage. And it's like, as soon as like I took the candles and moved like that circle, like her face went back to normal. And like, she wasn't shaking, or she didn't look angry or aggressive. And I was just like looking at her like, are you all right? And she's just like, what do you mean? And I'm like, you looked really scary. Like, do you remember yelling at me like we need to stay in the circle until like 3 a.m? And she was just like, huh? Like, completely did not recollect what the hell happened. Like, the only thing she could remember was that, like, we got in our bathing suits and we were about to drink. And mind you, we didn't drink too much. We just drank like a shot or two. We weren't like drunk. We weren't like me and her were both very lightweight. Like, two puffs would get us smacked. Like, 2 shots would get us like nice. Like, we weren't like alcoholics or anything like that, but we would always have something in case we had company or whatever the case may be. But that stuff would stay in our refrigerator for months. Like, it would, I only stayed there for a handful of time, and literally the bottle we had lasted even after I came back to visit her house and stuff like that. So it wasn't like she was so drunk she can't remember. It wasn't like one of those situations. It just was not that. So anyway, I take this journal from her and I'm reading what she's writing, and it is like the most craziest. Like, it's like, I hate you, you're ugly. Like, it was like all this crazy stuff that she was writing about how this demon felt about us. This demon was telling her that it's been with her since she was a child. It knew my family for generations. It was telling her about shit about my father, about my father's father's father. It was telling us names about ancestors that I can't even really remember because I literally don't know. It was telling us shit about our pastor, which actually, like, at the time, he was a guy that, like, would orchestra, like, Bible studies, because we were like, it's so weird. This is back in the day before Zoom and all that, but like Skype was like the way we would communicate, and it was a virtual like church called the Light and Body of Christ Church or something like that. And I remember, like, the person that was running it, you know, we didn't know anything about him other than he lived in Philly and he was married and had a lot of babies, and like he seemed to be like a down-to-earth person. But this entity that we contacted let us know everything about him, and you know, later on down the line, all of that shit came true. Like, this thing told us some shit, and I mean, this thing did not like us. It was so rude, disrespectful, like, literally, like, talked about shit I don't even want to say, like, just horrible things that you wouldn't think of. It just basically wanted us out of here, it just wanted us dead and gone, basically. And it just wanted to use us to, I guess, feel pleasures, I suppose. I mean, not use me, but use her for pleasures and stuff. But anywho, it told us its name, and I'm gonna say its name because I don't believe in, like, as of now that like where I'm at spiritually, like, I don't believe that this thing has power over me or anything like that. So if y'all don't want to hear the name, pause it. I'm gonna put a little warning at the bottom, right here at the bottom, for those who don't want to hear the name of it, and then you could just kind of fast forward or whatever, or exit out the video or whatever. But if y'all ever heard you know, anything about this, like, if you know any details or any information about this, please share it with me. If this is like a folklore or legend or something like that, because you guys, like I said, that building we was living in, I told you, I don't know if anybody died in that fire, but it was a very low vibrational area. It was like the hood of Yonkers, like super bad area. Like, literally, before I moved out of that building, my high school sweetheart's cousin got brutally murdered in front of our building, and like, still to this day his blood is still on that pavement, like, type shit. It's crazy. But anywho, this entity that we communicated with was called Ikidaba. I don't know what the fuck that means. I don't know what origin that's from. But I just remember, like, she struggled with this for years. I don't know. I don't speak to my sister anymore to know where she's at now. But y'all, if you don't know, like, if you're not familiar with free writing, if you don't know that free writing could actually have you communicate with entities, good, bad, in between, don't do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just letting y'all know, because you gotta do stuff and be you have to be aware of what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Because I had friends growing up when I was a young girl whose were like generational witches and stuff, and they worked with Ouija boards, and they could make boards just by closing their eyes and free writing. You see what I'm saying? So like, just be really cautious and aware of like what you're doing if you're not a person who is up on your spiritual protection type shit. Because if you're not up on your spiritual protection, you're just leaving yourself out there for anything to touch your space. And now, like I said, back in the day, I didn't have sage. I didn't have none of that. So the first thing I did was I started playing the Book of Enoch. And I remember even after, hold up, this is gonna be a longer story than I thought. Even after I broke that circle and everything, and she kind of returned back to herself, there'll be times where it would kind of just like try to grab a piece of paper or grab a pen. Like she was like searching like through drawers trying to find a pencil or a pen, and she would just write stuff down. It was like she couldn't say it, like say what it wanted to communicate, but she could write it out. And I just remember the only thing she was allowed to say was its name. But she kept saying it, like saying it and saying it, and wanted to keep saying it, and wanted us to sit in this circle until 3 o'clock, because he was like, I feel like it's a he, because this entity wanted us to, like, it said, I'm going to show you something. Like, I really want to show you something. I'm going to show, it kept telling us that. And I remember like when I started playing the Book of Enoch, and I called my father on the phone, I called my pastor on the phone, this thing was laughing, writing, ha 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 ha, that's funny, they going to hell anyway, that type of shit. Like, that's the type of shit that it was saying. And I'm just like, what? Like, yo. Anyway, that is the story that happened. I mean, I'm telling you, yo, that shit was crazy. Like, after that, I never sat with somebody to do no free writing after that, because like I said, for me, I just couldn't get into the motions of it. I just wasn't really like in that place. Like, even though I was feeling nice and whatever, I wasn't in a place to like to communicate, I suppose, or to be used as a vessel to communicate. So I'm just gonna let y'all know, like, anytime you're leaving yourself out there open like that, just keep yourself spiritually protected. Keep your spiritual protection up. If you're not familiar with how to keep yourself spiritually protected, use some table salt. That's just as basic as it can get. And then if y'all want me to do, like, I did a protection video on my channel, how to stay spiritually protected. You could check that video out. But if y'all want me to elaborate on that, there's many different ways to keep yourself protected. And a lot of the times you don't even really need anything physically. You just need your words and your thoughts, and you know what I'm saying, to be up on your game. So, but anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this spooky story time. This is, again, a true experience that really happened to me and my sister. Again, you guys stay safe in these spiritual streets and boulevards, because they really be getting real out here. Oh yeah, by the way, we burned that damn book. We threw that shit out. Like, after that, like, because I was tempted to keep it and like read it, like really read through it, because it had so many dates, and like this thing was an ancient thing or whatever. And the oddest thing is, like, even though she was writing really fast, she was writing really neat, so you could really read everything. And like, me and her are the type of people that's like, we're writing fast, it's gonna look like trick and scratch. That's how I knew it wasn't her like communicating, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm gonna label this video as channeling gone wrong, spooky story time, because this is a real event. If y'all have something like this, drop it down below. You could just drop a little book or something down below. Whew. But yeah, y'all stay safe in these spiritual streets and boulevards. All right, I love y'all. I look forward to connecting with you. We are divinely connected. Until next time, peace.